All right, so here's my take on this post by Joseph Hughes. Generally speaking, I agree with most of what Joseph writes, and I like that he's professional, strong team. But there's a few buts here, okay? Let's start here. SEO is competitive AF. You're not just competing with other roofing companies in your market, you're competing with lead gen sites, directories, and manufacturers, and guess what? Those cats have unlimited budget. Now, true, but you know, if you're a specialist, you understand these things from the start, and there is a lot of workarounds around this. Number one is to go after low-hanging fruit. You don't need to compete for Dallas if there's a bunch of other towns around that have a lot of fish and the competition is easy or low-hanging fruit is abundant, right? You can also go with microsites, meaning going after service-specific websites. They don't have much competition, right? Show me one company that specializes in metal roofing in every city. There is no such thing, right? And most cities don't have specialists in metal roofing, roof repairs, even commercial roofing, right? So there are ways to generate additional leads that are coming from metal repair, commercial gutters, and everything by not necessarily competing with those bigger, harder services, but going after low hanging fruit. So that's that. Go after easier locations or go after easier services. But if you want to go after a whale, you can still go after a whale. Angie and BBB, those things, it's still in my mind, they are fillers, meaning if there is no strong local websites presence, that's what Google fills the space with. And it's not because they're so great, it's because local SEO is so weak. Okay. Number two, SEO is expensive. All right, so you should be investing a few grand a month, a minimum. Most SEO companies don't charge enough to do good work. I used to run a marketing company, so SEO is expensive. Why? Why? Who makes that rule that SEO is expensive? It's extremely subjective. It can be expensive and can be useless. It can be affordable and useful, right? So the question is, what is SEO and what needs to be in the SEO? And that's frankly the reason we created the school, right? To make it affordable, because we don't waste money on overhead and everything else that SEO agencies spend money on. So it can be very affordable. Within 500 a month budget, you can compete on the local arena with SEO, with other SEO agencies that might spend 3,000 a month but not get the same results, right? It's all about what you know about SEO. It's not how much you spend on SEO. SEO takes time, number three, right? So it can take years depending on whether you're starting from. Okay, what doesn't take time? What doesn't take time that's worth it, right? Yes, it does take time. Again, it really depends on this. What are you trying to achieve? Are you going for the biggest possible money keywords? Yes, it will take time, but payoff is most of the time worth it, right? If you stick and with the biggest money keywords and you're going to invest 2 years into this, how much is 2 years compared to 10, 15 years of leads that are coming to you afterwards? But you don't have to. It's really your choice whether or not you want SEO to require a lot of time. If you have a right strategy, you can have a lot of times results within the first year and sometimes within the 6 months. First 6 months, if you're going after lower hanging fruit, if you're going after untapped keywords that are money keywords, you got to be smart about it, right? You don't want to just waste your money onto the biggest, hardest cities when you just were born yesterday as a company and you don't have the budget, right? SEO is a luxury in the sense that you don't get the immediate ROI, but the point with SEO is you're investing into something that's going to generate leads for you in the future. And I think that's what the next point is mentioning. You don't stop doing SEO. Now, I totally disagree with this unequivocally. Why? I have I have many, many, many websites that are on the first page of Google that I have not touched in years, generating nonstop leads. Okay? Nonstop SEO is not true. What do I mean by that? That's a common narrative because that's what SEO agencies want you to believe, because that's how they function. They want you to be dependent on them and believe them that it's nonstop investment, and if you stop investing, you're going to disappear from the results. That's not what SEO is. SEO is an actual, listen, actual true investment. What do I mean by that? There's a point in time when you can stop the investment, stop the money investment, and only collect the profits. That's the whole point of doing SEO. Otherwise, it's no different than pay-per-click. You're paying per leads. You're exchanging money for leads, which I believe what Contractor Dynamics is doing anyway, right? You cannot stop doing that. If you're going to do Facebook ads or Google ads, that's true about ads, but not about SEO. There's a point of time where you can stop the investment and only collect the profit. That's what definition of investment is. That's why I love SEO, because there is that promise that you're not hostage to constant exchange of money for leads. That's a reality. That's a true reality. Some locations are so extremely competitive, yes, that you need to continually invest, but it's not the same amount of investment. It's a maintenance, right? If you've been investing, let's say, $2,000-$3,000 a month into SEO to get into the top 3 in some bigger city, once you're in the top 3, you have so much trust that you don't need to continually pouring the same amount of money. It's like you're married to your wife. You don't need to be constantly proving to her that you're not gonna cheat on her. That you are the one. Yes, you do want to take her on a date, obviously, but you don't need to be worried that she's gonna dump you any moment, right? That's the whole point of marriage. So the same thing with top 3 results. Once you're there, you're married, and you only need to maintain that relationship. If it's a competitive location, a lot of times you don't even need to do that. You've earned your positions. And if you notice that you start dropping, maybe in a year or 2 or 3 or 5, okay, invest a little bit into backlinks to get you up to the top. That's reality, okay? And most SEO companies are crooks. Number 5. Well, with this one, I'm not going to argue. That's true. But so are most marketing companies, right? This is not only exclusive to SEO. It's not only exclusive to even marketing. A lot of roofing companies are crooks. So it's a little too general, in my opinion. But you're right. Invisible service. There is lack of education. It's worse than gambling a lot of times because you have no clue how to evaluate what they're doing. Look into SEO school. That's why we're there. Or at least educate yourself what your company is doing and try to keep them accountable, which is, good luck with that. It's a bit hard, especially when there is no rules and you don't really understand how to evaluate. So, but there is a reason that there is information out there, and those who know. I constantly talk with newer generation owners who are so smart about SEO, and they're not even in the school. They're asking some really good questions. Yesterday I was talking to guys from I forgot the name of the company. Man, amazing questions. You would not expect that a business owner or a roofing owner is going to ask you that question about what kind of backlink are you getting, how many, what the DR is, traffic and stuff like that, AI and stuff like that. So number 6, SEO is constantly changing. Well, especially with increase of AI. So here I'm not gonna both agree or disagree. SEO is not changing. Listen, SEO is not changing. I just came back from Thailand, hanging out with the world's best SEOs. They all are saying SEO is not really changing. What's changing are the tools. Principles are principles, tools are tools, and there's definitely a lot more tools out there. AI is changing the way that SEO is done, but the principles of SEO are the same, meaning you still need content, you still need backlinks, you still need optimization, but you can do this better, more effectively in bulk, with using AI more effectively without having to hire 10 people, an SEO agency. You can do this yourself in a matter of minutes. Okay, so SEO not changing in the sense of principles, but does change in the terms of tools to be useful, to be effective, to be fast, to be ahead of your competition, to be more creative, and not need to waste or spend so much money or wait so much time. And definitely a lot faster, a lot cheaper. And you don't need SEO. You don't need any one tool. Can it be extremely powerful tool? Absolutely, but there are many ways to generate business. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not saying SEO is the only way to generate leads. It's not. I do say it's the best investment to generate leads besides word of mouth. Word of mouth, still the king. We'll never argue about that, but it takes years and years, and not just years, decades. That's almost natural in many ways. It's like almost natural, outcome of you just being consistent, right? Word of mouth, of you just doing what you do. But SEO is something that you invest in, and that stays with you. And even if you stop doing everything else, it's there. I would even argue that that's something where you should start with even before maybe you even open a company, or let's say you open a company, but maybe you don't want to quit your other job. Start with SEO. Start ranking. Start getting leads that are free coming to your phone, and then go quit and start your work, because you have calls coming in that are not depending on your exchange of money for leads. You've invested into actual organic results that are for free, generating leads that are high quality, way better quality than paid leads. You know that, especially when it comes to Facebook. There's a lot more filtering you need to do with Facebook leads, a lot more, because the intent is just not there most of the time, right? People who come to you from Facebook, there's a lot more filtering because there is no strong intent to buy, where SEO is people who actually ready to buy. They're just searching who to work with, and if you're right there, it's a prerequisite to be considered. Obviously, SEO is not everything. You need to have reputation, you need to have good reviews, but it's a license to be considered. If you don't have that, nobody's gonna even find your reviews. Nobody's gonna find who you are and how great you are. But if you have that license to be considered, to be in front of the eyes of the eyeballs, then everything else matters. Okay, so those are my take for those 7 things. For the most part, I agree with a lot of these things, but I do think there's a lot more nuances here, and some things I don't agree with. So let me know what you think, and I think that's a good post. But like I said in the comment to this post, specialists specialize. Okay, specialists specialize. There's always a better way to do something in particular if you are doing that only thing, right? There's always things that you don't know about if you don't specialize in that one particular area, and that's what we try to do. RoofingSEOschool.com is about that. RoofingMicrosites.com is about that, going after specific niche, specific microsites, going after low-hanging fruit. How to do that, we teach you that. So look for yourself. Do everything else. Sure, if you need the fuel to start your business, if you need ads, go for it. Just keep in mind this is temporary. The more and more companies are there, the more the pool is going to be growing, the more prices are going to be growing, the more Google is going to put you in that never-ending cycle of leads, or cycle of companies to sell leads to. It's a for-profit business. They don't care about you unless you fill those organic positions that Google has to fill. So that's my take. Hopefully this helps, and have a great day.